Alrighty, this is 48 Concli. What I have here today is my Ati Omni hybrid lower and an AM15 Anderson manufacturing lower, which is aluminum. This is polymer. I'm just going to do a kind of a brief comparison video between the two to kind of show some of the key feature differences between the ATI and some of the design differences between our standard Mil-Spec aluminum, forged aluminum lower. Obviously, this is a polymer lower. It does have the reinforcement back here with, I think it's a zinc casting. I've heard a lot of different things. I haven't really heard a specific source on it. But the metal extends down into here and just kind of fills in this void through here, which is one of the polymer lowers' weak points, is this breakage of this extension right here. So as you can see between the two, the polymer has to be quite a bit more reinforced through certain areas. A brief comparison shows that the Magwell on this side, I don't know if you can see that, is a little bit thicker, which would be expected. Although the Omni lacks the full reinforcement here that the aluminum lower has. So that's quite a bit thinner along this side of the Magwell. The front pivot pin, they're pretty similar. A little thicker on this edge here. Other than that, not any real key differences. The biggest differences that I could see are in the back here, which are the areas of more failure. The aluminum is definitely a lot thinner through the trigger housing area. On the Omni or ATI Omni hybrid, you can see definitely how much more beefed up they made it. Not all polymer lowers are created equal, and I think by doing this it alleviates probably some potential issues. One thing I've also noticed is that the rear buffer tube, where they screw in, the ATI Omni is a lot thicker. I mean, if you compare right there, it's quite a bit thicker, which they had to put polymer around the insert, whereas this is just straight up forged aluminum. Some other features, well, and I guess with the Omni lower, it is thinner the lower you get, but they did add some reinforcement up along the top there, which you don't see in a standard Mil-Spec forged lower. Another main feature or difference is the flaring of the Magwell. The ATI Omni has just a little bit more flare, a little thicker at the bottom than the Anderson forged lower, and it has a built-in trigger guard, which it's nice because it's got a drop on it, but you can't change it out like you could on this one. This is a standard Mil-Spec trigger guard, and definitely it is easy to switch out. But basically, I think ATI did a good job of trying to figure out some of the issues that people were having with a polymer lower. And do I think polymer is going to be a new wave of the future? Probably not, as far as AR-15s go, but it definitely could have some market trends that way. There seems to be more and more interest in polymer lowers, especially with some of these hybrids. I know TN Arms makes one that is interesting. They just put in a insert for the grip screw and for the buffer, and those are brass fittings. Then the rest of it's just straight up polymer. there is some other ones out there that are just straight up polymer still. And they seem to be doing pretty good. Granted, they don't have the history and the time-tested nature of the forged lowers, but you know, it is something that's actually kind of why I picked up the Ati Omni hybrid lower, is to try something different. So, and which, you know, it's on its way. So, all right, thanks for watching.